Welcome back to the Rolympics week. My name is Spade, and people have been asking to see Shedinja in action, and finally, here's a match where Shedinja actually did something, so I'm gonna spoil that much. But anyways, into continuum of Weather Wars, we got a match against the Rain team actually, or like it's an interesting thing team that my opponent has. Well, there's Fortress and Rotom that like mostly benefit from it, but other than that, like it's not really a common Rain team that you see too often. But I looked at it and I was like, Shedinja could actually do just fine. I'll just need to watch out for some random status moves that my opponent has. Then I decided to go with Ludicolo because he has Politoed, so obviously I can take advantage of his Perma-Rain. And then Chansey will be supporting the Ludicolo and compensate for the Life Orb recoil and some random hits that it is most likely going to be taking along the way. But yeah, I lead with my Shedinja, and I do want to scout, like, if he has some sort of super effective move, or even Willow with possibly this Rotom, so I just go straight into Ludicolo, and it turns out that he has the Hidden Power Fire, which doesn't really do that much, or at least I think it's HP Fire. It would kind of make sense to have that on Rotom, because otherwise, you know, people run that for Fire-Thorns, basically. But anyways, I'm gonna rotate into Chansey now, and he's actually going to set up his Stealth Rock, so that means Dragonite's multi-scale will be broken upon entry whenever I send that out, but that's not really an issue as you have seen in the past battles. But anyways, I decided to go and rotate into my Ludicolo and set up another Swords Dance and possibly take one hit and then just get the Wish going on. He actually just goes for Toxic Spikes. Again, you know, not really a big of a deal because we'll be just rotating and I can just use Heal Bell anyways later on. But anyways, I figured this would be a good chance to set up a Swords Dance with my Shedinja also. So I just decided to rotate him in, and then I'm gonna rotate right out because I don't want to get hit with that HP Fire that he might just be using here. But basically just decided to play it safe and go into Ludicolo and just go for the Waterfall, because I was thinking he might still stay in with the Fortress, and even if he rotates into his Rotom, it will do a lot, and that is exactly what happens. Unfortunately, the rain is not up, so I barely just missed a KO, but it's fine because Shedinja can just rotate in and finish the job with the priority Shadow Sneak and take out the Rotom. I was pretty sure he would just stay in, and even if he didn't, like, if he rotated into his Fortress, it couldn't do anything to me, so it's like, whatever, and I could have broken his 30. But now in comes Shuckle, and I'm thinking Toxic first of all, so I just go into my Chansey to set up a Wish for my Ludicolo again, but he actually goes for the Defense Curl. And I'm like, is he running like that one weird set that I was running a long time ago that's like really silly but funny? But so that being the case, I just decided to go straight into Ludicolo and just attack him with the Waterfall. Obviously it's going to bring him down to his 30 because I got like +4 and Stab super effective, and Shuckle doesn't have any HP. It does have good defenses, but yeah, he goes for the Power Split. And yeah, that is definitely going to cut my attack, because basically what that move does, it takes Shuckle's attack and then my Ludicolo's attack. I think it like basically evens out the base attack stats. And since Shuckle has really abysmal attack and I actually have pretty decent attack, now my attack and his attack are both like kind of mediocre. That's how it works. But anyways, I'm gonna keep spamming the Waterfall as he actually rotates into his Espeon, finally revealing that he's running a dual screening set most likely, and then he decides to go with the Psyshock before I am able to take him out. So definitely with the Reflect and the Power Split or whatever that was, my attack is cut in half and further cut in half with the Reflect that's going on. But still I'm able to 2-hit KO his Espeon. And now in comes the Reuniclus, and I'm like, X-Scissor, let's go. And boom, here it comes. And Shedinja is going to claim another KO. And I do actually end up getting a crit here. Not sure how much it matters, because, like, I know from standard OU that, like, Choice Banded Scissors U-turn does, like, around 85%. But, like, X-Scissor is stronger, but Shedinja is obviously weaker. But then I had +2 as opposed to, like, technically +1 with Choice Band and, like, Scissor. Somebody could make the calcs. I think they're pretty even out with, like, Choice Banded Scissors damage output. But I did have the +2, so I'm pretty sure I could have taken him out anyways. But anywho, rambling, and Chansey's going to just make another wish as in comes the Politoed, which is great. Finally have the rain going on, and I'm just gonna make a wish with my Chansey and then rotate into Ludicolo, go for the Seed Bomb, but it only does have. But yeah, it does make sense because, you know, the Reflect is up still and the power split from earlier. But yeah, he's gonna go for the Scald. I live that thanks to Ludicolo's typing 4 times resistance, although he has the rain boost obviously. But I just barely live, and I'm able to get my wish and get all the way back to full health. Although I do get burned, but luckily wish goes before burn, so I am able to get back almost to the full health, which is great. And as you know, my Chansey has the Heal Bell, so I am just going to use it on this following turn, get rid of that Toxic and get rid of that burn on Ludicolo, which obviously cripples it even further. Power Split, Reflect, and Burn. Holy crap, at least I can get rid of one of them. I don't really want to be switching out because I still have a +4 attack, and he is not really able to retaliate here. But he does make a Parry Song here, so that means Chansey will eventually be taken out. But as I rotate Chansey out, the Parry's count will not go down. It only goes down whenever, you know, Chansey is obviously rotated in. And now that it is not, you know, the Parry's count will stay at 3. And whenever I next rotate it back in, then it will just start counting again. But that's an interesting mechanic in the rotation battles also. Gotta say, like, phasing moves like Parry Song that forces switches, really interesting move in rotation and definitely something that you can abuse. But anyways, now I decided to bring out my Shedinja again after a while and go for some X-Scissors right here, as he just went into the Shuckle, so perfect. I am able to take him out, and I decided to just go for the X-Scissor once again. He goes for the Gyro Ball with his Fortress, obviously does nothing because Wonder Guard. And now on this following turn I'm gonna rotate out because I'm pretty sure he has picked that I'm staying in with my Shedinja. So I don't want to get toxic and I don't want to just die, so I'm just gonna rotate out. And since my Ludicolo is burned again, I'm just going to go for the Heal Bell and just get rid of the burn so I can just dish out some damage again with Ludicolo. Not really sure if the Reflect is still up, or it's probably already worn off. Anyways, I am not paying attention, it's rotation match. So much going on, but his Parry's count is at 1, and mine is at 2, since I haven't really stayed in so many turns with my Chansey. So yeah, like I said, kind of explained those mechanics of Parry Song. That's how it works basically, and that's pretty interesting. But anyways, just decided to go for the Waterfall here because I noticed that his Parry's count is at 1. So he's gonna die at the end of the turn anyways, and if he switches or rotates into his Fortress, then I can just hit that with Waterfall, which obviously does more than the Seed Bomb. So just figured it would be the safest play, and that's what happens. He dies to his own Parry Song. I think he missed a Toxic, which, to be honest, really didn't matter at this point. And then I get a crit, which also, you know, mattered in a sense, but in the long run, really didn't, since I had, you know, everything and its mother left on my team. So definitely could have taken on Fortress by myself. But there we go, that was the game, and Shedinja actually did something, and we are closing in on the end of the Rolympics week. Oh dear, what a shame. But yeah, thank you for watching again the Rolympics week, and tomorrow stay tuned for the final battle. I don't really know what it's going to be, but I still have like few matches backed up, so I will be recording one of them, and yeah, that will basically be the end. But anyways, I'm rambling, so thank you for watching for the millionth of time, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.